goes back into the desk saying, you know what, I just had this experience. Let me see how our policy is. Where do we make changes if necessary? What do I need to do to make this a safer community? There has been a time where I was just getting off duty, and my residence was over at Swan and River Road. I worked the Rincon district. I was right by Tankerverde and Wrightstown when a call came out. It was a 911 call. There was no other officers in the immediate area, so I took it upon myself to take the call and respond. The location of that call was I-10 in Cold, which was the trailer park. That's how dedicated I was. That's how dedicated I am to this day. Every time a patrol unit goes code 3, lights and sirens, past my house, I get whiplash. What's he responding to? Where's he going? The other issue that we have, and you folks are right in the backyard, is the crime coming from the border. My take is there is a way to come across this border legally. Fill out the paperwork while you can. The problem is when they come over illegally, it's just not to work here in the fields. It's not to work during cleaning hotel rooms. What they're doing is they're human smuggling, and they're carrying cocaine, they're carrying heroin, meth, and marijuana. And it could be the combination of both, human smuggling and drugs. The sheriff's department knows where these routes are. And then again, unfortunately, it's in your backyard. I spoke with Sheriff Babu a couple of months ago, and the first question I asked him was, your problem mostly consists in the southwest region of your county, is that correct? And he said, absolutely. The crime rate that occurs from the border, yes, is a federal issue. But folks, it doesn't stop there. Once they cross that line entering the U.S., it now becomes a state, and it becomes a county, and it becomes a municipality issue. It's in your backyard. Just the other day, well, not the other day, it was about a month ago, and you folks, somebody may have read about it, but during in an isolated area where human drug smuggling does occur, they found a pelvis bone, a leg bone, and a skull. They don't know how long it's been there. They don't know when it got there. But it is in there. It's in your backyard. You folks know this. You hear about it every day. As a private investigator, I happen to defend criminals. Some of the criminals I defend are UDAs, undocumented aliens, illegals. I can tell you one case in which there was a group of UDAs that came across the border, burglarized a house, stole a weapon, went down a couple miles to the next ranch, raped the woman, and then made it back into Mexico. These are crimes you don't hear of. Dupnik said, all they're doing is merely trespassing. What he neglects to tell you is the criminal elements that are coming across the border are not just people who want to work. These are violent people. They will kill you just to soon look at you. When I was a deputy, I heard many calls. A deputy went to make a normal traffic stop on a vehicle. The person got out and started firing an automatic AK-47 at that patrol unit. Threw his car in reverse and got out of there, which any normal person would have done. There is also an incident, and this does not happen just once, and it's not infrequent, it happens a lot, where two motor units were going to pull over a vehicle that committed a traffic violation, but he also felt because of the weight of the van and the way the tires were low to the ground, and I'm not talking about the frame of the vehicle, I'm talking about the tires looked like they were inflated, which meant that a lot of weight was in the vehicle. He went to conduct a traffic stop. A secondary vehicle kept those two motor units off. They were working in tandem. And for every 100, 200, 400 pounds of marijuana that you see coming across the border, or you hear coming across the border in backpacks. Some of that is designed, specifically designed, to get these people caught so the bigger shipment gets through. Okay? These people, the drug runners and the kingpins down in Mexico, have been doing this for a very long time. They know what they're doing, they're very organized, and it's time to take them head on. You cut them off by the head, choke their routes, they're going to go out of this county. My concern and my duty is to protect everybody in this community. We are the 7th largest county in the country. 40% of it is unincorporated, let me correct that, unincorporated. But yet our crime rate is parallel to Maricopa's. We have just less than 1 million people in Pima County. Maricopa has 1.5 million, but yet our crime runs parallel. What I plan to do, and I have talked already with several other sheriffs, and that is to form a task force. Everybody knows that the DUI task force comes out during the holidays. Most of you people may know about CNA, which is Counter Narcotics Alliance. It's a multi-agency drug fighting organization, unit, and they target drugs. However, what I want to incorporate, because the Sheriff's Department knows these routes that these UDAs or these illegals, these drug runners take, and start combating and patrolling those areas. This does just not mean Pinal County, Maricopa County, Yavapai, Mojave, Yuma. This also includes our own municipalities down here. Marana, Oro Valley, South Tucson really doesn't have that many. Tohono O'odham, Pasquayaki. I feel those two law enforcement agencies are going to be a key, valuable asset. Why? Because they still have trackers. They know the area. They know the terrain. And by the way, Tohono O'odham Nation does expand down into Mexico. Okay? So by forming a multitasking agency and combating crime at the border, they're going to start pushing out. It's just going to happen. I also know that there are law enforcement agencies from other states that are willing to donate an officer. And as sheriff, I am the only person that can special deputize anybody. Would I do it? Only if the case is warranted. And they have law enforcement training. Law enforcement training is pretty much the status and norm through every agency. They all get the same training. Some departments, it varies, in some states it varies. But they all know the law. They may not know our Arizona revised statutes, but that's quick to learn. If an agency in New York, Maryland, Pennsylvania, Florida, Georgia wants to donate an officer for 6 months or a year, that officer is going to be assigned to work in a unit patrolling the border. Because the UDAs, or the illegal immigrants, do not just stay here. They migrate up into Wisconsin, Michigan, Washington, Vermont. It's a problem, folks.